So we're here in the Japanische Palais in Dresden, on the banks of the Elbe, in this amazing palace of porcelain that was built for Augustus the Strong. And there are 18 plates here. These 18 plates from Meissen are really special to me. They're part of a great dinner service that was owned by a Jewish family, the Klemperer family, greatest collectors of Meissen, and looted by the Nazis in 1938. And these plates were in Dresden during the bombing in 1945. They were restituted in fragments to the family, and I bought them 10 years ago in fragments. And as you can see, they're completely broken up. There are holes, there are cracks, and there's fire damage across it. And we decided that we'd work together on doing something kind of special with these incredible plates. And your practice is partly about taking things and rethinking them. You have to explain about kintsugi, because it's a very culturally specific technique and way of understanding objects, isn't it?
Yes. So my understanding of the technique is that it came about several hundred years ago in Japan as a way to sort of amend objects for tea ceremonies. And often teawares had a sort of it played an important role in the ceremonies. And one of them is to look at them and appreciate what's in the object.
So it's about appreciating an object with all its history, not just making it perfect.
So imperfection played quite an important role in those objects to create its own value and how people appreciated them. So the idea of kintsugi was that it could add another value, another interesting sort of a characteristic to the object.
And one of the aspects of that is to work with lacquer and gold to mark the moments of fracture, the moments of breaking, the places where things have been lost.
Yes. So the beauty of it is that it's partially practical because you use the lacquer to join the broken pieces. But to decorate it, by decorating it, you are bringing out so much more. It kind of works with what is already on the object, and it emphasizes, it changes the dynamic visually.
So here we are in a building which is bombed and destroyed, and then is partially restored, but where the scars of the last 80 years are still very present. I mean, the walls are rough, there's concrete and all kinds of things present. So to bring these broken, fractured plates back into this environment, and to work with you, Maiko, with using kintsugi is kind of quite extraordinary.
I think what it does is that it places the object or any buildings like here, Japanese palace, into a much longer sort of time span, so that it really highlights the things have the life that's even beyond ourselves, you know. And so that is kind of, in that way, these plates fit so well with the context of this place. And that's a continuation of this whole story, is that just that those objects and the circumstances will carry on. And in that way, I did feel like I was part of something much bigger. Although I was working with, say, one plate, really my world was there. But then when you look up, it's got different contexts of different scales. The one plate within the set of 18 within the bigger collection, and these plates being in here with the history of this building. So that was the beauty of this whole project.